had a suggestion for our federal government. But
let's hear it.
So I'll tell our audience what my original suggestion was, and then I'll tell them what my modified suggestion is. So I'm not sitting here saying that this is like, I'm not gonna, be standing, in Washington saying this is what needs to happen. But
I'll be there tomorrow, guys.
For people, I think it would be really great for people who are on SSI or SSDI, if they decide to go into the workforce in whatever capacity, that they be exempt from paying federal taxes at some level. Not necessarily. Now, originally I said no federal income taxes for these people, but I realized that that's a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So I modified it to adjusting it to where they only have to pay at the federal level whatever like the capital gains tax would be. So instead of like the top rate being like 37 or 40%, the top rate being like 20%, because these
I think that's fair.
SSI, like I said, is just designed to keep people in it, or makes it very, very hard for people to justify getting out of it, especially if they're profoundly disabled.
Right.
And I think if our government, in the spirit of creating such an unfortunate program, could give a proper incentive for people who are profoundly disabled to get off of it, I think would be a very productive thing for our folks in Washington to consider.
Yeah. If you want me to work, if you want us to work, exactly. Like, there has to be incentives. I hate people who are just like, oh, you should just want to work. It's like, it's like we all want to work. You should all want to work towards a goal or towards something. There's something should be, that you're gaining. There should always be a gain.
Yeah.
Why is it wrong to feel like, that I want an incentive?
Now I am happy to pay I'm happy to pay the taxes that I pay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But
right.
at the same time, it's like, I think it would make more sense to more people who are, for lack of a better word, trapped in those programs to untrap themselves if there was an added bonus to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those people could be creative people. Those people could be so talented, but they're not even able to really even think to do anything because they feel like this is their world. They're stuck in it. This is my world. This is where I gotta be. And, unfortunately that's how it is. Whereas if there was maybe something like you're saying, now they can go, well, geez, maybe I can go do, this. I always wanted to do this. And now there's that little click in their brain. And that, these people aren't lazy. You weren't lazy. I'm not lazy. We're not lazy people. It's just, we're going with what is out there.
Yeah. You got to have, we talked about it. I use the word punishment and rewards. It's like, there has to be incentives and, it has to make sense,
When you apply for a job, what do you do? What do you ask?
Yeah. You're like, what's the salary? What are the hours? And you figure all that out.
Pay time off. Is there pay time off? Vacation? Yeah. Is there like, you want to know everything that's in there, like in there. And if you're not going to just accept the job because that's the job that's in front of you. But if there's like, oh, wow, this company's got this and that, and they have a whatever. All right, you know what? It's got some really good incentives. Like that's more likely probably what's going to convince you to, take that position, having those little extra incentives.
Just a thought.
For sure.
Just a thought. Yeah.